Kia ora, I'm David Chester with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This week, get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news of further chunky benchmark interest rate rises and growing market fears, despite much economic data release being generally positive. American durable goods orders slipped in August from July, but less than was anticipated by analysts, and the dip was very minor. They remained 11.2% higher than a year ago. Non-defense capital goods orders were up 6.3% on the same basis. US retail sales, as measured on a same-store basis, rose last week to be 11% higher than a year ago. And after declining all year, there was an unexpectedly large surge in sales of new homes in August in the US, rising at an annual rate of 685,000, far above the 500,000 rate expected. It was particularly noticeable in the south and the west of the country. And there was a better than expected improvement in consumer sentiment in September, according to the widely watched Conference Board survey. And there were a series of other consumer confidence surveys out yesterday. These have increasing importance given the economic data is wobbling. If consumer sentiment wobbles too, a downbeat future is all but certain. In Australia, consumer sentiment is rising in the ANZ Roy Morgan survey and is now at a 4-month high. But in the longer term perspective, high might be a bit stretching it a bit. In Taiwan, their consumer sentiment survey slipped slightly in September. In South Korea, their consumer sentiment rose and is now well off its July drop. In China, industrial profits were unchanged in August, embedding in a small fall for the first 8 months of 2022. Given the sluggish Chinese economy, a fall is consistent with other data, but that they have limited the slippage to just 2.1% is impressive, if true. Meanwhile, the yuan is falling faster against the US dollar. An aggressive pushback by the Chinese central bank is now expected. The US Treasury 10-year yield starts today at 3.97% and another 8 basis points higher than this time yesterday in a continuing push up. It's a new 14-year high again. And the price of gold will open today at $1,630 an ounce. This is up $2 from this time yesterday. And oil prices start today $1 firmer at just under $78 a barrel in the US, while the international Brent price has risen $1.50 to be just under $84.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar will open today at just on 56.3 US cents and marginally softer than this time yesterday and still close to the pandemic low and the rate that applied in April 2009. Against the Australian dollar, we're firmer at just on 87.7 Australian cents. Against the euro, we're also firmer at 58.8 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today at 67.2 and little changed in a day. Get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.